Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Mukham Karoti Vachalam, Pangum Langate Girim, Yat Krupata Muhammade, Shri Gurun Dina Tarine. Hare Krishna. So today we'll see verse number 35 of chapter 3, Karma Yoga. So let us chant the shloka. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna
Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna
Paradharmat Swanushtitat
Paradharmat Swanustitat
Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya
Swadharme Nidanam Shreya
Paradharmo Bhayavaha
Paradharmo Bhayavaha
Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna
Swadharma Vikuna
Paradharmat Swanushtitat
Paradharmat Swanushtitat
Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya
Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya
Paradharmo Bhayavaha.
Paradharmo Bhayavaha.
Please chant.
श्रेयांशो धर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः
Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna Paradharmat Swanustitat Swadharme Nidanam Shreya Paradharmo Bhayavaha.
Okay. Anyone? Okay. So translation, it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faulty, than another's prescribed duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duties better than engaging in another's duties. For to follow another's path is dangerous. Purport. One should therefore discharge his prescribed duties in full consciousness rather than those prescribed for others. Materially prescribed duties are duties enjoined according to one's physical condition under the spell of modes of material nature. Spiritual duties are as ordered by spiritual master for transcendental service of Krishna. But whether material or spiritual, one should stick to his prescribed duties even up to death rather than imitate another's prescribed duties. Duties on the spiritual platform and duties on the material platform may be different, but principle of following authorized direction is always good for performer. When one is under the spell of modes of material nature, one should follow the prescribed duties for his particular situation and should not imitate others. For example, a Brahman who is in the mode of goodness is non-violent, whereas a Kshatriya who is in the mode of passion is allowed to be violent. As such, for a Kshatriya, it is better to vanquish following the rules of violence than to imitate a Brahman who follows the principles of non-violence. Everyone has to cleanse his heart by gradual process, not abruptly. However, when one transcends the modes of material nature and is fully situated in Krishna consciousness, he can perform anything and everything under the direction of bona fide spiritual master. In that complete stage of Krishna consciousness, the Kshatriya may act as a Brahman or Brahman may act as a Kshatriya. In the transcendental stage, the distinction of material world do not apply. For example, Vishwamitra was originally a Kshatriya, but later, on, he acted as Brahman, whereas Parshuram was Brahman, but later he acted as a Kshatriya. Being transcendentally situated, they could do so. But as long as one is on the material platform, he must perform his duties according to modes of material nature. At the same time, he must have full sense of Krishna consciousness. So, so your last two slokas, Krishna is instructing like first he instructed Nigraha Kim Karishyasi, do not suppress your nature or swabhav. But then Krishna said in the last sloka that so that does not mean that you can just go under the control of senses or sense objects. You should follow the rules. So now he is saying then how you should act. So here Krishna is saying like Shreya Swadharmo Viguna. So according to acting according to your Swadharma is better than Paradharma, better than to act for the Paradharma. So here we first thing is like Krishna is because everybody's Sanatan Dharma is to surrender unto God, Lord Krishna. That is our Sanatan Dharma. But here Krishna is talking the uh, two different dharmas, right? One is Swadharma and Paradharma. So he is not talking about the ultimate goal or ultimate dharma. And so he's talking about your dharma or duty according to your swabhava, according to your varna and ashram, what is expected from you that you should do. So here Krishna so Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya. So while doing Swadharma, even if you have Nidhana, destruction, it is good. Paradharmo Bhayavaha. Doing another's dharma is fearful. Bhaya means dangerous. Bhayavaha, fearful. So should not do that. So Arjuna's situation, he as a Kshatriya, he was supposed to fight. That is his dharma. But he said that I don't want to fight because of all the relatives in front of me, and I will renounce the world. I can go to forest, I can beg by taking the alms, and I can live in the forest. I don't want anything. So he was doing the renunciation and going away from fighting. So this is actually a quality of a Brahman. Brahmins are generally peaceful and they don't indulge in this fighting, even if there are so many problems. So Srila Prabhupada gave two exceptional examples, right? So Parshuram was a Brahman, but he became Kshatriya. They can do that because they were transcendentally situated personalities coming from. So they can do this, but not everybody can do this. So, doing Brahman's duty, it will be difficult to execute that duty, and that will be a problem. So, paradharmo bhayavaha, it's dangerous to do the other's duty because you cannot execute that duty and you will be creating faults. So, better to do own dharma, and even if there are faults in it, it is okay. Like Arjuna, even if he fights, and he cannot win, that is okay, but he's doing his dharma, right? So, even if he has to fight against his relatives, that is also still okay because he's following his dharma of doing the war. So, that is okay. Krishna is saying, you do your dharma. So, even if you die in while doing the destruction while doing your dharma, it's better than to do others' dharma. So in a very normal language, right? So how to understand like in office or in companies, we work. So we have some different departments, right? So I work in particular department. Someone is doing the coding, someone is doing management, someone is doing testing. So all there are different roles and responsibilities for each department. And then if somebody comes, then he joins that particular department. So if he's joining the testing department, so his work is to do testing. So he will only focus on testing. So if that particular person who is supposed to do testing, if he starts some other activity like management or sales, that's not allowed in the company also, because they will say why you are interfering in the others area. Okay, but so if somebody becomes the general manager, or the director, then everything comes under him. So then he can work in testing or he can work in coding, he can interact with anyone. So if a person who does coding a program, writing a program, if he starts testing's job, then he cannot execute it correctly. But if he does mistake in coding, that can be corrected by testing. So still he's safe because he's doing his work. So even if he does some mistakes, some logic is wrong, that can be taken care by testing. So if testing, while doing the testing, if there is something miss by some one tester, then the other tester who verifies that, he will catch it. So that way they both are safe. So in office also we follow this. It's very common sense examples that, yeah, we do our work and then we become peaceful. And even if so we create mistakes in while doing the duty, then still we are safe because there are superiors who will take care of our mistakes, and then we don't have to suffer. So it's a very normal example we took just to understand that. So if you are a Brahman, you do the duty of Brahman. So, but if a Brahman, who is supposed to tolerate, a Brahman is supposed to tolerate, don't speak the harsh words, don't be attached, then they should follow that. So there is one example of Chanakya Pandit. Right? So Chanakya Pandit was a Brahman, but he was insulted badly by who? Chanakya Pandit.
Chanakya Pandit's king, that king.
King's name, who insulted him and who threw out him of his kingdom. I don't recall the name. If anybody knows the name, Dharma? No. No, no. Anyways, the name I don't recall. But what Chanakya Pandit did, he didn't fight back. He didn't fight back with the king on the spot or later. What he did, he found out a person who can be a leader and who can fight with that king. So he trained Chandragupta Maurya. So he trained that person who was a Kshatriya nature, and then he utilized that skill of Chandragupta Maurya to overcome or to gain victory over the king King Nanda. So this is how Brahman should work. So Chanakya Pandit worked like that. Even if he has to face so many problems and insult, he didn't fight back. So he stick to his Swadharma. So there are examples which are the exceptional, as Srila Prabhupada has given, Vishwamitra or Parshuram, but those are the exceptional ones, and we should not try to see that, oh, so if somebody can do, why I cannot do? So they were transcendentally situated personalities. So if we are not, then we should not try to do the activities of somebody else. So so Krishna is telling that Arjuna, you should fight. You should do your duty, even if your relatives are there, anybody is there, even if you have to kill them, your guru or your gurujan, that's fine. You do it because there is no fault in that, and still you will be in advantage by doing killing them. So this is a um, general instruction for all of us also. So we should know what is our dharma, what is our liking, what job we are doing, what is our responsibility, and we should try to stick to it and follow it and execute it. It will be better. So now next, Arjuna will ask few questions. Why then, if we have to stick to our duty, then why we do some activities which we don't want to do? Why it happens with us? So that we'll see from tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any comments, any examples that anybody can recall of this following dharma, then it will be helpful. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So let's see why we do activities that we don't want to do from tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you.